All right, so we already went through this. This guy is just mad. He's just a crazy person. Crazy person. 3 years after being arrested. Let me see. I think that's the same one. Remove this. 3 years after being arrested for alleged fraud, Big Boy takes to IG to confess. We already went through that. Same stuff. Uh-oh. Something else. Let me just make sure that I covered everything, because I dropped the link is pinned to the top. If you have an opinion about this, or you have a disagreement or something, let me know. Let me get rid of this as well. 3 years after being arrested for alleged, we did this already. Oh my God, we did that. Let's see. Okay, this one. All right, good. All right, so he changed his name. And then they started posting that, like, he changed his name, don't let him get away. Absolutely. Hopefully he doesn't get away, because he might be using these postings to distract people. He might have friends posting and pinging from the wrong places. They can still trace him with that. That would still be stupid. Okay? But he might be trying to get away actively, So hopefully Nigerian police is paying attention. Let me just take a look at something real quickly. Let me make sure there's nothing I'm missing before we end the session, because I'm getting ready to end the session. It's very simple, okay? It's very, very simple. Entitlement, emotional, what's the word I'm looking for? Not trauma, but lack of emotional intelligence. It doesn't end because there's a real life consequences. They usually don't stop. There's a way they can justify what they're doing. They will call it right. They will say things like it's the right thing. They will say things like I just want to tell the truth, and they will try to use that to manipulate you to try to negotiate with you to back down. They don't stop. Okay, but that doesn't mean that the concept that you're not gonna collect. Okay, so be careful. Okay, be careful when you're dealing with these types of people. Any type of patching, any types of pushing issues under the rug will come back and bite you. Okay, let me see what they're saying on Twitter. Let's see what they're saying on Twitter. Killer Boy ended himself. Absolutely. I believe he changed his name because he said killer. It's too late. There's footprints everywhere out there, right? Isabel, hello. There's footprints everywhere. That's stupid. They tend to be very stupid too, but their stupidity does not make them less dangerous. I want you to be aware of that. Their stupidity does not mean they are less dangerous. Okay, so protect yourself. Self-preservation, right? Protect yourself. Emeka says you are implying that if a woman refuses to give you sex, she should be. I see you, Killer Boy. Okay, somebody posted this. I buy fuel 6,500 naira to come carry you. You reach my house, finish you, tell me, say you did on your period. You see, it starts with something like that. If a girl tells you she's on her period, even if she's lying, that's what people tell me, but you don't know. Hear the side, other side of the story. I don't care about the other side of the story. I believe you, the one that you're telling me the story. You do have power. Leave. Okay? It's a different story that me. I don't want to take too much time talking to Osta because she's gone. Right? But there's so many other Ostas left right now, and they're giving excuses for the reason why they stay in bad situations. Right? Live. Okay, everything else you want to talk about right now, what? Listen to this part of the story. No, relax. What you just said, you need to leave first. That's more than enough. That's usually more than enough. Off of your own words. Right? If a guy make this kind of statement with a big, I don't even know who this guy is. He has a check. He has a verified check on his page with 14,900 followers, and he makes this kind of statement. It's also influencing other people. They think it's a joke. 1900 double taps on it. Retweeted 613 times. Influence. When people show you this stuff, they show you this kind of signals. I know it's easier said than done, but just think about the possible consequences of staying in that kind of situation. Let me take this off the screen because it's just too bad. Let me see if there's anything else there, because now what the crowd will go Twitter, everybody's trying to catch the cruise of the conversation. Let's see. That's not it. They're just using the name Killer Boy to catch impressions. Let's see. They're talking about the fuel price in Nigeria today. All right, let me go on the latest. Let's see. If she says she's in a period, it means she doesn't want to do. Very simple. Simple as ABC. And that's 6,500 naira. Well, I'm saying it like Americans. That's 6,500 naira. You charge that to the game, bro. You charge that to the game. You let it go. That wasn't yours to start with, or you can call it tuition fee for learning to not spend money just because you want some. That's stupid. Did you want the girl or you didn't want the girl? If you wanted her, if there's a day that she's on her period, if it's a consistent thing, you let go. You charge it to the game. You let go. You know? Ridiculous. But this is where it starts. It starts with things like that. You get obsession. You're obsessed. If you have a hard time letting go, I'm talking about you. Okay? It's one of the most difficult things for human beings to do. All of us. But you need to be aware of that. Okay? Okay, so they took over the conversation with stupid stuff. So that's that. I think it's good timing that we can end it. We can end it at 90 minutes today. We don't have to do 2 hours. Okay. We'll be back here on I think we'll be back. We're dropping tons of videos, so pay attention to all the videos. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow is Wednesday. Okay, tomorrow's Wednesday. Yeah, I think we'll be back on, I think what's this week? Let me see. Make sure you turn up all your notifications, okay? And make sure you join the gang on WhatsApp. Let me see. Friday is the 21st. Oh, okay. Okay, I think we should be back. Latest by Saturday, we'll be back live. Unless something else crazy happened, in which case I will show up. Let's see. Yeah, that's what charging it to the game means. Charge it to the game. It's a game of life. Sometimes you lost a little bit because you're about to save big time in the future. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. You know? Exactly. I do not understand why it's so hard to comprehend. They excuse women of leaking money, but they make relationships sound transactional. We talked about this transactional thing yesterday, right? How many of you enjoyed the section with Markins yesterday? Please go back and watch that if you missed that. Okay, that was a fantastic session. Yes, people should learn the fine art of acceptance. Yeah, like no is actually a blessing, right? It's a blessing. Somebody told you no. Oh, no. Okay, all right. I can appreciate that. No, for real, appreciate it. But there's something you don't see. There's some things you don't know. Let it go. No, let it go. No, let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let God. Let go and let God. Let it go. If it's too forceful, if it feels like you're pulling teeth, if it feels like you're stressed out for the most part, right? Sometimes all you need is just back off a little bit and the person's head will correct. They will get correction. I mean, it might not have been a bad situation, but you needed the clarity too, right? And I'm not talking about anything abuse. If it's abuse, let it go. If it's feeling abusive, let it go. Just let it go. Don't even sit down there and be doing shalaye or let's hear both sides. Let's call a family meeting like that. Bro. Like, don't do that to yourself. The worst part, okay? I believe the worst is actually when you're still here, but you're walking around like a zombie. Like, that person is gone. Right? There are many people walking around, they're still here, but they're gone. They've been long gone, right? Like, life is completely meaningless. It's just a triggering time that they're waiting for. And it's actually the worst. Because you drag other people along, they think you're here, they think you drag your family along, your children along in that mess, right? Okay? Let it go. Your whole life is ahead of you, okay? Life can be beautiful again. Life can be good again, okay? Now, let's go back to this Killer Boy and All-Star situation. If a person, yes, I'm saying it right now, I'm telling you straight up. If a person named themselves after something crazy and terrible, that's your cue, okay? That's your cue. Like, don't even entertain it. You named yourself Mother Boy. No, we're not. Like, don't entertain it. There's something about them that did that, okay? They even if they're a normal person, they are glorifying something that's clearly generally acceptable or accepted as bad, right? Even if it's music, yes. Don't embrace it. It will bite you in the butt. Okay? This whole lifestyle thing, listen, I'm a marketer, so I understand that sometimes you do marketing lifestyle, right? You showcases, but everything in modesty, right? Modesty, right? Be careful with putting yourself out there so much, but I know you probably don't do that already, but when you're engaging people like that, I need you to understand that there's something about them that's making them do that. I'm telling you, 1 month before Hush Puppy was arrested, we have people justifying it and say, it doesn't mean. He said on his Instagram page that he's a real estate developer. There are people doing that. I'm like, there's patterns everywhere. What do you mean? Okay, I will shut up so I don't become a hater. And I know how to shut up because I'm patient. But because I probably won't tell you because I don't want to be a hater. You too watch for patterns now. If you see patterns of certain types of behavior, there's a reason. Oh, it could be just it's not always like that. Not all. Okay. Not all. Not all of them. Okay. Sound like the guy had a complex. No. You must do now. Like if that person wants to do because I said now, I don't even want it. It's a thief. Okay? It's a person with a low self-esteem. It's a person that lacks game. They might even have money, like this guy that has followers that I just showed you. He has 14,000 followers. That's probably getting in his head. He thinks that's the end all be all. It shows up as attention clouds sometimes. They're full of themselves. Did you know that when you give people your attention, including myself, it makes it beefs their head up a little bit small, right? Meaning there's a little bit of a higher chance they can't see when they're being prideful. You start running their mouth. Just say let me just say anything. They're going to eat it up and start retweeting it. And then tomorrow you're arrested because you said something stupid on the internet. You left footprints. Maybe it's even something that you're not really exactly, but you left footprints everywhere. Starting from something as simple as calling yourself Killer Boy to saying something stupid like this one on the internet. Yeah. This shows up in every layer of life. You don't have to be a thief or a Yahoo boy before you can get some lessons out of this, okay? All right. You don't have to be a thief. Let me see here. All right, good. Let's call it a day right there. Let's call it a day. Shout out to you, D. Shout out to Gracious Greatness, the sponsors of the show. I appreciate you. Wait, did I miss something? I missed one. Okay, I missed one. Actually, the sponsor of the show is Gracious Greatness. Okay, because he did $10 in total. But thank you so much, D. I appreciate you. It won't be right if we don't dance more before we leave, right? All right. Entitlement. We talked about entitlement too, right? D say it's scary when you tell a man no and he keeps hounding you aggressively. I have had cause to worry for my safety on certain occasions. Yes, be careful, please, okay? Be careful. Gracious Grace, it sounds like we need to teach our younger folks, and some of them, some of us relearn ourselves, that not everything in life goes the way that we want. Yes, precisely. And that's part of the formula. That's part of the formula to success. A series or a few occasions of failure, right? Including stuff like as simple as no, right? That's part of the formula. That's part of the equation that makes up success, right? So you're on point with that. Somebody say no, they said they fired you, they said let go. Learn how to catch that quickly. Like oftentimes a lot of us will feel bad, and really all you have to remember is two words: let go. Right? It might even come back to you. I just had an experience like that today. It comes back to me. Greater. Okay? And I've seen this enough times. Most people, it's just a very tough thing. I've seen this enough time that it's always true. It's always true. That not everything in life goes the way we want. Also, we shouldn't act like a spoiled brat, not by force. I'm sorry to hear that you went through all that. Please be careful. Please. The guy sounds immature. There's a lot of grown men that do that. A lot of grown men and women that don't know how to let go. Today is really the main lesson here. I'm trying to see what the main lesson is, right? I think it's parenting mostly, parenting, and of course relationship. We did spend a lot more time talking about toxic relationships. If you feel like it's off, let go for now. Even just feeling, you might be doubting yourself, like maybe I'm overreacting, maybe let go first, so that you can actually see clearly. Just let go first. I promise you, heaven will not fall out of the skies if you let go today and go and sleep over it and then come back to revisit that issue tomorrow. Patience, anger. Okay, don't get it twisted. Anger is playing a role here. Okay, and usually when that anger is playing a role, you're not a bad person. Remember, I keep saying I'm not a bad person. You're not a bad person until, God forbid, something crazy happens. Then unfortunately, you don't get to say you're not a bad person anymore. Okay, for all those people that have done that, or they self-buy, or they buy their spouse or their wife, or none of them woke up that day and said, I'm going to do that. Okay. None of them. Everybody thought, oh, it's just a little disagreement until, right? So anger. Parenting, particularly, you need to start in the beginning. You see, 26 years old, that's a grown person. It's too late at that point. They can't hear you anymore. At 17, they can't hear you. Start early as you catch it. Start as early as possible.